Wow, you've been a busy boy and you play so many different types of characters, which is impressive. From Terminator 3, Sin
Mm.
City, Fear the Walking Dead, and now What You Wish For.
Yeah, thanks.
How do you do that?
Um, yeah, no, I just I've been pretty lucky to get just a variety of different characters. I think that's what a lot of actors, myself included, look for. Just, it's fun to take on new challenges and um, different types of films and characters. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've just had really good fortune. That's kind of what it boils down to, I think.
All right, well, that's awesome. So
Mm.
tell me, what was your first impression when you read this script?
Um, Yeah, I love the script when I read it. I thought Nick is a really smart writer. I could relate to the Ryan character right away. I liked him. I thought he was relatable. Yeah, I thought the script was it had good twists and turns. It was unpredictable. It kind of it didn't have a super happy ending, not to spoil anything, but I kind of liked that. The ending has some courage to it maybe. And yeah, no, and then we got to film in Colombia, so um that was just a bonus, you know.
Right, the background is beautiful. It
Yeah.
is so pretty. But there's a scene, trying to figure out how to say this without ruining anything. We're grocery shopping, and you're
Right, right.
standing there in that room. You had just this look on your face that looks so real, like you were so freaked out. Were you?
Right. Yeah, I was. Well, yeah, how do I not spoil it? Now you got me, because I was about to. Yeah, no, I would say I was trying to be, definitely. Um, that was tricky though, I will say. If there was the trickiest part of this character in this movie was these situations are pretty out there, right? Like, how do I react in this situation? What's realistic? What would I really do? And it's hard to say, right? Like, I don't quite know, until you're in it, like how you would react. And luckily probably not a lot of other people do too, so I get to, there's some freedom there. But yeah, I like that a big portion of the movie Ryan's just kind of in shock, and it's kind of a delayed effect, he kind of, the emotions and all that stuff, hit him later. So yeah, this was, this role and the rest of them, man, they were very clear, I think, on the page. Like, Nicholas just wrote great characters that I feel like if you've got a really good writer, it makes your job as an actor a lot easier. You kind of just have to show up and hit your marks, and it's all there on the page. Sorry. So
Right. Well, and it's got such a unique premise to it. I've never seen another movie like that, which is big in what I do. So, that right there is awesome news for people.
yeah,
But you just looked so creeped out. I mean, it looked so real, like you were just freaking. And, that's great for the
yeah,
story because the story is freaky. It's very shocking,
right,
and
right.
which is a good.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
And I have to ask something that's caught my attention.
Okay.
Is that picture behind you from the movie?
Yes, that's the painting from the movie. Here, I'm going to turn my camera just a little bit. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had that. I like to take like a souvenir from stuff I work on. Usually it's something small like this, mug, would be another movie. But in this case, I saw this painting and I was just like, oh, that would be really cool. And I was moving into a new place, and so I called Nick, and he hooked me up with the art director, and they, shipped it here to Austin for me. So
Well,
pretty
that's
cool.
amazing. It's a great picture. It just I happened to see it out of the corner of my eye, and like
Yeah,
barely, I was like, it's got to be the same one.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so that's
Good eye,
awesome.
good eye.
What
Yeah.
what else have you collected over the years?
I the truth is, even though I just made that spiel about collecting souvenirs, I don't collect that many things, honestly. I've got like I've got a leather jacket from Terminator.
Wow.
That was the one that I wear it like there's like a flash in the future where my character is older, and it's a quick flash in the movie, and they made this custom jacket, and so I kept that. I've got like a yellow bastard figurine. It's in plastic, like it's in the box, from Sin City. Got one of those. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome that you
Yeah.
can do that. And
Yeah.
speaking of things, did you have to learn how to cook for the film, or did you already know how?
No and no. um, yeah, I didn't really learn that much. I mean, I tried to do learn some knife skills from this chef that they hooked me up with. But didn't have that much time to do it, to take classes with this guy. Um, and I'm not the best cook in the world. I'm not like, I can follow directions, I can follow recipes, stuff like that, make basic stuff. I can make you a hell of a pasta dish, sandwich, nothing fancy, but yeah.
Right, right. Well,
Yeah.
you were convincing though. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you.
So what do you hope that viewers take away from the film?
Um, I don't know. That's a tough question. I think it's a really fun movie. I think um, you know, people will just have a good time watching it. It's a good story. Like you said, it's a beautiful location. Um, the horror fans, I think, will be satisfied. The thriller fans, and yeah, I just think uh, yeah, let's keep it at that. All those reasons.
Right. And like I said, I mean, it's such a great story and so unique.
Mm.
But I mean, you really were convincing in it. I was very impressed.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. I
I mean,
appreciate
it's,
that.
and not to mention, but the film kind of triggers this conversation. You
Hmm.
know, what would you do? How far would you go to make money or to get out of trouble?
Right.
And I think that's great because none of films make us really think about things.
Yeah, it's true. There's some pretty deep social commentary going on in the movie. For sure. It's got this. It's kind of disguised in this horror package, but there's some deep themes. That are, I think, particularly like timely today. And I just kind of like the idea that this guy, is faced with a tough situation. He's got this tough choice to make, and so he makes this ultimate sacrifice, but I don't, he doesn't know what he's getting into. He's in over his head. And I think you can find many parallels in today's world. Um, but yeah, 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 yeah. No, this Nick, the more, and I got to talk to him a lot yesterday in these interviews. You know, he he's a super smart guy. Very very knowledgeable about his subject matter, his influences, and I think he really pulled it off with this movie. For sure. So
I agree because because I mean it got my attention, and I'm jaded. I've watched a whole lot of movies, so
Yeah,
if it can catch my attention and impress me, that's saying something.
yeah, it is
But
saying something these days. Yeah, yeah,
and I love anything that really makes you take stock of how far you would go to survive, and what your limits are, and
right.
the thought of that the choice that your character has to make is tough.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. And like I said, he's kind of a fish out of water, and doesn't realize the implications of the choice he's actually making, until it's too late, so yeah.
And I get, in the end, you got to do what you got to do to survive, though, right?
Right, exactly, exactly.